Hey, it's Coach Nicole here, helping men and women heal, grow, and prepare for love God's way. I want to talk to those of you who are single and ready to give up. Please don't. If we can be honest, being single in today's world, it can feel hard, can feel lonely. Everywhere you look, you have social media, you have TV, even your friend groups, you're always the third wheel and you're tired of it, right? Everybody seems to be in a relationship, whether they're engaged or getting married. And if you're being real with yourself, sometimes you look at your own life and wonder, God, what about me? When is it my turn? Maybe you have tried dating apps. Maybe you've met people who look good on paper, but weren't good for your peace. Maybe you love people who didn't love you the same. And now you're just tired of starting over. You're tired of the games. You're tired of the confusion. You're tired of the false promises. And sometimes it may just feel like, you know what? There's nothing out there. And that can be frustrating. I understand. I get it. But here's what I want you to hear today: God has not forgotten you. You're not behind. You're not overlooked. The delay, it's not punishment, it's protection. I get it. That feeling of worry, loneliness, or frustration, it can be real. But I promise you, your story isn't over, and this season doesn't define your love life. In fact, it could be the best preparation you have ever had. And sometimes the wait, it's not about finding the right person. It's about becoming the right person. And this is the best part about that. You can use this season strategically to become the person who attracts the love that you really want. You know, the world has redefined love. It tells us love is about feelings, it's about attraction, instant chemistry. The world says, well, if they make your heart skip a beat or text you back fast, that must be love. It says if they check off your list, that's your person. It glorifies what I call situationships, meaning half commitments. And relationships that look good online, they lack God, which should be the center. But here's the truth: what the world calls love is often just attention or attachment. It's built on emotions that do change. And that's why people can say, I love you one moment and ghost you the next. God's love is steady. It's not based on how someone makes you feel, it's based on who they help you become. The world says, what can I get? God says, what can I give? Find someone who makes you happy, is what the world says. God says, find someone who helps you be holy. I'm telling y'all, that's a big difference. Real love, the kind that lasts, has roots in something deeper than emotions. It's grounded in God's design, not the world's definition. And I know the waiting can be lonely sometimes. You might scroll through pictures of couples and you think, Lord, I'm happy for them. But this is where we need transparency. When is it going to happen for me? But hear me: singleness is a season of purpose. God uses this time to help you discover who you are, not as a girlfriend, not as a boyfriend, not even as a husband or a wife, but as his son or his daughter. It's the time where you get rooted, where you healed, you build your confidence, and learn to love yourself in a healthy way. Because here's the thing: marriage doesn't fix loneliness, it's a mirror, and it magnifies whatever's already there. And if you don't know your worth now, you'll depend on someone else to give it to you later. If you don't heal now, you'll bleed on someone who didn't cut you. And that's why God takes his time, because he's more concerned with your wholeness than your status. Now, let's talk about that question we all have asked before: God, what's taking so long? Sometimes I believe it could be a numerous of reasons, but let's just address a few today. Number one, you're still in your season of healing. God can't bless who you're pretending to be. He needs the real you, the mask off, the one that's healed, whole, and ready to love without carrying yesterday's baggage. Number two, God's still preparing your person. The person he has for you might still be growing. He or she could be healing or learning how to lead and love properly. Number three, God's aligning purpose. Remember Adam and Eve? Adam was working, walking with God, and naming creation before Eve showed up. Eve didn't go looking for Adam. God presented her at the right time. And that's how divine connection works. It happens when both people are ready, not just lonely. He's not going to give you something that will pull you away from him. He'll only give you what'll push that person closer to him. Now let's be real. Dating God's way in this generation, yeah, I know it feels rare. But dating is not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. It means you both have the same foundation, which is Christ, and you're building something that honors him. For men, that can look like leading with clarity and respect, not confusion or manipulation, being honest about your intentions. For women, that looks like using discernment, not desperation, letting a man lead, but making sure he's being led by God first. It's not about how good it looks. It's about how peaceful it feels. Because anything that costs you your peace, it's not God's promise. And godly dating, it's also accountability. You both help each other grow, not stumble. You pray together. You don't just play together. You build each other's faith, not feed on each other's flesh. It's not about perfection. It's about direction. And preparation isn't just about knowing how to cook or clean, ladies, or, provide, man. It's about character. Men, God might be teaching you how to lead with love, to be patient, to be humble, and ready to cover your future family. Women, God might be teaching you how to walk in peace, in wisdom, and grace, to build a home, not just decorate one. So if it feels like nothing's happening, trust me, something is. God is preparing you for a covenant, not a situationship. You will thank him later. So promise me you will stop comparing your timeline to someone else. Your story is unfolding exactly how it's supposed to. Isaiah chapter 60, verse 22, it says, when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. So that means you don't have to chase it. You don't have to force it. You don't have to fake it. Because when you're ready and that person is ready, God will make it happen and it will be peaceful, not painful. So, in the meantime, focus on becoming who God has called you to be. Use this season to heal, to grow, to serve, to build your life. Because when the right one shows up, they won't just be attracted to your looks, they'll be drawn to your purpose. Remember, it's not about being found, it's about being faithful. Please don't rush it because God's love story for your life is going to be worth the wait. Now, if this message spoke to you today, please share it with someone who's in their waiting season as a message of hope and encouragement. Drop in the comments what God has been teaching you while you wait. I love to read and pray for you. And remember, real love isn't rushed, it's revealed. And when it's God's timing, it will be worth every second of the wait. Until next time, blessings.